Hello, and welcome to Marriage Minutes. Today, we're going to be talking about the game plan of your life and what this means. And this came about in our conversation. We were doing a lesson on baggage. And as we were preparing and talking about it, I had this aha moment. And see, for me, I was abused. And so there are certain behaviors and tendencies and everything that falls in line that presented itself with my abuse, denial, withdrawal, not trusting anyone, and allowing myself to just kind of become an introvert and not really be at my full potential. And so as I navigated that part of my life and went through it and the dysfunction that was present in my life, with that incident, I started to realize that was just one episode. But if I really, really think about my life, I had been abused before then, not in the same scenario that when that happened, but different scenarios where my abuser may have been a fourth grade teacher that was very controlling in an environment and just got the same type of characteristic cues out of me that my abuse presented. And so the enemy of my soul has a game plan, and he knows how to execute it, and he knows how to present it. And so if I really, really started thinking about my life, I could almost pinpoint every moment in my life where I've had an abuser, so to speak. And the character cues always fall in line. They always produce, it's like Groundhog Day. It always produced the same effect. I would always go in the shell. I would always not be at my full potential. And so as I started thinking about that, it just made me realize that in order for me to break this cycle, I got to get out of Groundhog Day. There's something that has to be different about my response to those cues or those triggers that come in my life that the enemy throws at me, because he knows what my response is going to be consistently, because I've done it repeatedly over the years. And so I challenge you to think about that. What has there been consistent character presentation or cues of yourself that it's almost like clockwork? It's like you don't even have to think about it because you're going to respond in that manner no matter what. And what have those things been that come up in your life and you can say, oh, that's it. And for some people, it may not be, you may have already responded and realized it and got out of that cycle. But it was just amazing that I thought about that and just realized that what such a trauma of an event that happened to me being abused, but there were other traumas that had the same effect.
Well, it sounds like you're still talking about triggers, right? That's one of our favorite things to talk about in regard to that. But what I wanted to add on it is that the enemy of your soul knows those triggers, right? And so his primary responsibility in our lives is to keep that track record, right? I'm not necessarily understanding or knowing all about football coaching per se, but I am sure that there is someone that takes stats and watches over how their players perform, whether they're on offense or defense, correct? So then the enemy of your soul, is watching how you perform, is watching your stats, and he can determine based on those patterns what you not only like or dislike, but what you respond in detrimental ways to. So he knows your triggers, and he will continue to present people, situations, and things in your life that will lead you down that same game plan over and over again. And we don't even realize and recognize that we are repeating some of those same things.
Yeah, because we think, oh, I'm not in this scene where these characters presented themselves. No, I'm not dealing with that anymore. I protected myself from an abuser. I protected myself from overbearing spouse or a bully or whatever that may be. But it's different scenarios, like you said,
Yeah, different game plans, different fields. I'm playing at home,
different arenas.
playing away, I'm
Ah,
playing on turf or natural grass.
ah,
Yeah, but the bottom line is, hey, well, you kind of fed me in there.
yeah.
But I think the bottom line, it comes down to self-evaluation, self-discovery, and being aware enough to allow God to enter into those dark spaces to help you out of it. Again, everything that we tell you all at the end of the day comes back to your relationship, your own individual personal relationship with God. And if you have struggles with that, and we all do, me included, get some help, get some training, get some people in your life, mentors or whatever, that will steer you back to the truth that the enemy of your soul wants your life. And his main job is to kill, steal, and destroy you in whichever way possible. And he doesn't give up. He doesn't get tired in regard to that. Mm-mm. And so we have a responsibility to ourselves and to the generations that come behind us to learn differently, break those curses of those game plans. Okay, I'm finished.
Be well and be blessed.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That was all?
That's it.
Okay.
You did good.
I did good?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.